In today's video, I'm going to show you how I took these two photos, combined them together to produce this, and it was all made with Affinity Photo 2 on the iPad. In my last video, I showed you this photo. We took it from this to this photo. We took away all the footprints, we color corrected, we produced something really, really nice, but I wasn't completely content because my son was looking down and I had this other photo of my son looking up at the drone, and I thought if I could combine these two photos, that would be a really, really nice photo. So in this video, I'm going to take you step by step on how I did it. And if you want to follow along, there's a link in the description below where you can download these two photos, the photo from the last tutorial, the photo from this tutorial. Give it a go yourself. I think you'll really enjoy it. You'll probably learn a lot. So let's get into it. Here we are back inside Affinity Photo 2 on the iPad. And this is the photo that we're working on in the last tutorial. If I just go to the Layer Studio, this is the original photo we had. We've changed the color and made a few other adjustment layers, just to enhance the color and whatnot. And then obviously we removed quite a bit of this snow, or really the trails through the snow, to get to this really, really nice image. But for this tutorial, I want to put another photo of my son in this place. To do that, we'll just bring up the dock, just simply slide your finger up from the bottom. We'll click in the Photos app and bring it to the right-hand side. And here is the photo we worked on the last tutorial. Here's the photo we're going to use. And here's a photo not from another snowy day, but as you've maybe seen from other tutorials, this was our Christmas card, or Christmas photo really, for December 2022. So we'll not worry about that. This is an easier way of getting snow photos rather than trying to recreate them another way. But if you haven't seen that video, please check that out. That's a lot of fun. And yeah, that's a lot of fun. But for today, we're just going to tap in this photo and we're just going to bring it in to Affinity Photo 2. And we're just going to drag it away. Just for a bit of good housekeeping, we'll maybe rename this layer. And I'll call it Son because he's my son. And for a quick win, if we just exit out of that, we will bring my son to the very, or not the very bottom, we'll bring him up just before we go to the snow photos. And what's really nice about this is we've got the same exposure, curves, and vibrance set on my son. If you're new to adjustment layers, I have got a video on adjustment layers in Affinity Photo 1. Please check that out. I will update it for Affinity Photo 2, maybe in the near future, but it'll tell you a lot about adjustment layers. And really with adjustment layers, anything that's below adjustment layers will be affected by the adjustment layers. So there's two photos here, and if I move this one, you can see both of them are affected by the adjustment layers. And if I take away one adjustment layer or hide an adjustment layer, it will affect both of these photos. So that's adjustment layers. There's other ways we can affect individual layers in a big project, and that is a video for another time. Or not to plug my online course that's coming in the next month or two. We'll be diving deep into adjustment layers into that course. So if you haven't already done so, there's a link in the description below where you can sign up and get notified of my course. And I'm working on it behind the scenes. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. But if that's something you're interested in, sign up for that and you'll be first to be notified for that. Adjustment layers are super fun. And once you get your head around them, they're so powerful. I'm quickly going to mask my son out here. And to do that, I'm just going to click on this rectangular tool. I'll click back into it because I want a bit of a circle. And if I just click into it, you'll see if I click dead center here, it's going to draw from the center. So I'll do that again. If I tap where I want the circle to start, I can just drag it out. And if you want it to be completely circle, tap one finger anywhere on the canvas and it'll make it a complete circular circle. Does that make sense? Two fingers will constrain it to the middle. So one finger, and we'll get fairly tight in, something like that. And we could mask that out as it is, but I'm actually going to go up to this selections box, come down to feather selection, and on the slider on the right hand side, I probably want to bring this up to maybe about 30 pixels or so. If I tap into it, that was quite quick. You can use the slider to go up and down, and you can see the pixels here, what it's affecting. So that's 0, it's not being feathered at all. And if we move up, you can see how much is being affected, and it'll be affected much more than that. That'll be nearly completely feathered. So if we bring it down, sometimes if you tap into it, you can type a certain pixel count. And certainly when I'm cutting out subjects, I like to use about 1.5 of a feather. But for something like this, I'll maybe just eyeball it and just bring it up, something like that. I think that'll be okay. And now if we click on plus and mask layer, you will see, and if I go into it, I don't think I've done, schoolboy error, Andrew. I'm embarrassed. I'm teaching a tutorial on YouTube about Affinity Photo 2, about masking, and I've let myself down, but that's okay. It's a mistake that surprisingly happens quite a bit. 2 fingers to undo or 3 fingers to redo. You'll see it's not masked at all. 2 fingers to undo. And the reason for that, hopefully you've maybe picked it up, and if not, we'll do it again. We'll click on the selection, we'll click on feather, and we'll move it down. I simply masked this, but the thing to remember when you're using the feather tool is up at the top here, you have to tick the tick box. And sometimes I don't do that when you're excited, and especially when I'm making the tutorial, you're excited just to move on to the next step. And it's an important step and one that can be overlooked. So if we click tick, now the feather's been applied. If we click plus, click mask, and now you can see that it's nice and feathery. And nice and feathery, is that right? It's quite a bit feathered, but I think that's okay. The main thing here is my son is completely in shot. None of him is too feathered out, although I think it goes quite close to him. I'll maybe do 2 fingers to undo and 2 fingers to undo again, because 2 fingers undid the mask, but then 2 fingers undid the feather. So I'll go back into the selection, back into feather selection, and we'll maybe bring it up. Just not as much. I think it was about middle or just after halfway, but we'll maybe do something like that. Tick the tick box, click plus, click mask. I think that's looking a little bit better, because I could notice the purple pink of my daughter's coat and trousers getting too close to my son's head. And if I tap 1 finger anywhere on screen, we can just deselect this now. And this is another trick or another tip. If we move this, you'll see, you might go, what on earth is going on? We're actually moving the mask layer. 2 fingers to undo. What you have to do is click on the layer, and now it's moving the whole layer. So I was actually tapped on the mask layer, 2 fingers to undo, click on the whole layer, and that will move the whole layer. And not to give my course another plug, but we will be going into masks, more detail on that course. And there's also a course on Affinity Photo 1 on masks, which we'll cover in quite a bit of detail. And I think that's quite good. Feel free to check that out. So we're going to move my son over here, and you could say, Andrew, that doesn't look right, and you'd be 100% right. This drone photo was taken at a different height. So I want to scale this. That's not a bad scale, actually. Scale it down roughly to the same size. And I know if you zoom out, we've got lots of stuff here, and maybe just for the purposes of this video, I'll just mask this out too. It wasn't masked out before because it was outside the canvas area. So that's why everything was masked out that was seen in this canvas area. But these here parts weren't masked out because they were in this black bit or this dark grey bit. So if we scroll down, click on the mask layer, and as many times I say, black is like nighttime. You can't see anything at night, and that means that part of the photo will be masked out. White means daytime, sunshine. You can see everything in the sun, and that's why this circle is white. You can see my son here. So we've clicked on the mask layer. We'll go to paintbrush. We will bring it up about that distance. we've got it set to black. So now if we simply just paint this out, maybe zoom in for this a little bit, we're just painting out everything, and we just go back to our layer and move it around. We'll make sure, yeah, that's the only thing that we can see. I know there's a bit here we'll do something about, but I'm just looking to judge it by size, and I think that's quite a good size. What I would do now is click on the three dots and bring the opacity down, maybe to around 70%, just so we can get roughly the size. I think that's pretty good. I know the shadow's doing something funny here. We'll come to that in a second. But as far as size, I think that's okay. So we'll go to 100%. And that's now covering where my sun was. But do we have an issue here? If we hide this, we have a bit of an issue with the snow, just because the angle of the drone probably, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll try matching up the shadow, and maybe it's going to make his legs look. If I bring it down, see, there's two things I'm thinking of here. I want to match the shadow up here, okay? So we can do that quite successfully. But then there's something about the snow here. The snow should really come down here. So what do we do here? Do we do that and make his legs look really long, which I don't think anyone would notice, and I kind of think it looks pretty cool. I know that's what it should be, which looks okay. Maybe, is that too long? We'll maybe play about with something else. Maybe we'll go into a little bit more detail than I was expecting with this tutorial. I think what I'm going to do is going to roughly match his legs here while matching the snow. And I think that looks quite good there. So we're getting somewhere. I know we can see my sun here, but I'm pretty happy with that. I know it's a long shadow, but let's see. That's not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our snow photo. I'm going to duplicate it just so we have an original that we're going to work on, or keep if we mess up this layer, because now what I want to do is click on this snow layer. And because it's under my sun, any changes made on that layer won't affect the top layer here. So we'll click, not in the clone brush, or click in the clone brush, but tap again in painting brush. And if you remember from the last video, all these settings are exactly the same. We'll just simply color this bit in, and boom, that's him away. And that's looking quite good. Now, if I just hide this layer, is there anything else I want? I just want to see if I do something here, what happens. Yep, that's messing that up. I don't want that. Two fingers to undo. If I move this layer, is there anything I want? Yeah, there is. There's something down here. I'll just maybe zoom in. There's a mark here I'm not happy with. And instead of using an painting brush, I'm actually just going to tap the mask, bring the paintbrush down, and simply by drawing over this will actually mask out that dot. Instead of using an painting brush, that again, this here photo of my son looking up is above this other photo. That's just annoying me, that bit. Again, I'm masking out, that's me masking out my son. That's what's underneath it. So what I'll maybe do is two fingers to undo. I'll hide this layer of my sun just so we can try to work, because it's quite orangey. It's made the snow orange here on this photo. So I'm on the snow photo. I'm going to tap to the in painting brush, and I'll maybe just try to grab a good bit of this and see what magic it does. I'll undo that because I still want the shadow. I don't want the shadow to go completely away, and it's just not. Yep, that's not bad there. And then if I try to get this bit of snow, it's just I don't want it to be orange. So just by going over it a few times, you can see what I was doing there. I'm just trying to not affect the shadow too much, because if I click on my sun layer, if I reveal it again, now if I swivel down the layer, click and mask, and this is going into a bit of detail, this tutorial, and I could have left this, but you see that there bit there, I'm just not happy with it. And when I'm doing a YouTube tutorial, I'm not happy to leave something that I wouldn't be happy to leave in a quote unquote real life situation. So if I was working this project, maybe you're looking at that and going, Andrew, that's nearly nothing. Just let it go. I know it's frozen. I know it's a Frozen song. I know we're in a snowy photo, but I'm not letting that go. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Don't sing, Andrew, either. Right, back to the tutorial. So we're on our paintbrush now. We're on our black color. And if it just simply, the orange is still coming through. Let's see, I think we're nearly there, but not quite. And I think I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to hide this layer. I'm going to go back to the snow photo. We've tried the in-painting brush, but you can see it's a bit snowy here. If I click into the clone brush, make it a little bit bigger. I'm just going to try to, 2 fingers to undo. I'm going to try to match up. Let's see if I zoom in. One dot. So you can see it's just a bit too orange. And I think that with the clone brush. Now, if I reveal my sun layer, click on the mask, click on the brush. So I'm just masking this out, and I'll maybe make it, see the hardness is way up. I want the hardness to 0 actually. Maybe that was part of the problem. So now if I just sweep down, look at that. Now that dot has disappeared. If I go on down, yeah, I'll bring it in orange, so I don't want to do that. That wee line has disappeared. That was really doing my head in, as you could tell. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm just going to hide, and let's see, clicking this layer, I'll just toggle this layer up just so we're not confusing things. And if you have got confused at any point in this tutorial, rewind the video, watch it back a few times. I try to take it step by step, try to do it quite slow, but sometimes when you're working on layers, it can get a little bit fiddly. So hopefully I've explained it quite well. But now if we hide, the layer of my sun is revealing the snow photo below, and that's what I'm happy with that shadow. We have made his legs a bit longer looking, and this here snow is still there. Oh, just head out of that. But everything else, I'm just looking to see if this bit looks natural, and I think it does. I know there was more kind of snow in the photo before, but this looks as if he's walked along. There's a bit of snow there. This here snow is maybe duplicated. I think it is. So on this snow photo below, I think this is the snow here. If I go into the in-painting brush again, tapping the clone brush, tapping in-painting, I think this is from below, and it just looks as if this bit is being duplicated by that. So yeah, yep. Now I'm happy. I'll be able to sleep tonight knowing that this here was actually a more detailed project than I thought it would be. But look at the results. I'll just move that out of the way, and I'll just click on that. Click on the hand to remove these toolbars. Look at that. That looks really, Really, really nice. I'm really pleased with that. It looks like my daughter's walked up, started making a snow angel. My son has walked down and he's looking up at the drone. So that's really, really nice. So if you remember at the start of this tutorial, if I hide my son layer and hide this layer, that's what we had, which is an okay photo. It's a great photo actually, but just by working on the photo below and then adding my son in, which is, he's moved it a little bit across. Look at that. That's really, really nice. I'll maybe zoom in just so you can see what's happening there. So, and with all the white snow, that's really nice. So that's what it was. That's what it is now. And for some real fun, the start of the last tutorial, that's the photo we had. Really underexposed, lots of markings. We've made it to that, and that is super. Even though I say so myself, but that's a photo that'll probably go on the background screen of maybe my phone or my iPad, or certainly the spring here now. Oh, I'm not sure, but I think that's the last we've had of snow in Northern Ireland. It doesn't come too often, and we've had a few snow days, and the tutorial's kind of over. But one quick story, because we don't have too many snow days in Northern Ireland, or certainly the last few days we haven't. If we have a snow day and it's Monday to Friday when the kids should be in school, if we wake up and it's a really great snow day, if snow has fallen and we can go out sledding and building snowman or snowmen or snowwomans or snow people, we will not take the kids to school. We will book a half day or a full day off work, myself and my wife, and we will go and we will play in the snow, and it's a lot of fun. Yes, the kids are missing a day off school, but we're making memories, we're having fun, and that's what we do on a snow day. Let me know in the comments below, do you do something similar? If you have kids, do you take them out of school? Or maybe you live in a place where there's plenty of snow and you go on skiing holidays. So just to recap, 2 tutorials ago, that's the photo we had. That's what we have now. Really happy with that. And I can't wait to show my wife and kids how this photo turned out. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something. If you want, you can download these 2 photos. There's a link in the description below. Click on the link and I'll send you these 2 photos and you can try it out for yourself, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Also, I've got a course coming out. It's my first ever course on Affinity Photo 2. Hopefully in the next month, maybe 2, I'll release it. If it's something you'd be interested on it, it really is a masterclass on Affinity Photo. We're taking a subject, we're taking a project, quite a big project, and seeing it from start to finish. And if that's something you'd be interested in, there's a link in the description below where you can sign up to my newsletter. And the first email you'll probably get, or the second email you'll get, is from me announcing the course. I'll not spam you, but if you're interested in that course, the first 2 weeks, maybe 3, there's going to be a massive discount on my course. And if you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy my tutorials, you'll love the course. If you don't enjoy my videos, if you don't enjoy my tutorials, you'll not like the course at all, because it's more of what you see in this channel, only all at once. So I'm really excited. I'm working on that. And if that interests you, please click on the link below, sign up for updates, and that would be great. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.